Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a topic I think a lot of you guys can relate to, which is basically being addicted to social media. Uh, you know, Back in my days, as if I'm super old, right? We just had MySpace, right? And MySpace, is all about your top five or top 10, whatever. And if you weren't in my top five or top 10, I don't know what to tell you. You was probably just an extra. But nowadays, social media has evolved so much where we have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, all of these different apps where, they're amazing because, you can connect with your friends and family and just, and generally meet new people, which is great. Uh, but the thing about social media is basically run by FOMO. And if you don't know what FOMO is, it stands for the fear of missing out. And for a lot of us, when you're on social media, it's so easy to just compare and contrast your life to somebody else because literally, like, social media is just showing you the world. It's literally the window to the world. So you can see strangers you never met, friends and family, and for the most part, they're all showing you the amazing parts of life, the amazing things that they're doing, what they're eating for breakfast, what they're having for dessert and dinner, yada yada, all their exotic trips, all their expensive things that they buy. And if you're, you know, an average Joe like me, it's so easy to just sit back and just compare yourself and to say, man, basically look down on you and your own accomplishments or what you have going on, and you just easily compare to what the next person has rather than focusing on you and what you have. And that's essentially is a fear of missing out. It's just the comparison, the constant comparison. Another thing about social media is that it's an addiction, and a lot of us don't realize that we are actually addicted to these apps. How many of us wake up first thing in the morning and you're immediately scrolling? The first thing you do when you wake up, you go on TikTok, you go on Facebook, you go on Instagram, whatever it is, and you just start scrolling, 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 scrolling. You know, I think there's even a term called dead scrolling, right? Where you just scroll endlessly just because you find nothing that interests you, when you could have been using that time to, you know, man, just getting yourself ready in the morning, brushing your teeth, wiping the crust out your eye, wiping your face, washing your face, taking a shower, just getting ready for the day, or just, you know, or just letting, someone, you know, who's like, let's say it's laying next to you, like, hey, let's go do this, or hey, good morning. How many of us just wake up in the morning and just start going on social media before that we even acknowledge our loved ones, right? So, you know, social media, like I said, it can easily be an addiction for so many of us because we all care about what the next person is doing. Question is why? Why do we care so much? And looking back on my life, I haven't really been on social media since, I don't even know the year. It's been at least probably 7 years since I've been on social media, and the last app I was actively using was Instagram. And I'm guilty of this too. You know what I mean? Don't I'm not innocent over here. I'm not just preaching something that I don't actually follow, right? I was heavily addicted to social media at one point. I wake up just scrolling, scrolling, scrolling endlessly. You know, Waking up, the first thing you're doing is liking photos of people you don't even talk to, right? Of people you don't even really know sometimes, just liking photos or whatever, or whatever. And it's just, it kind of falls into that level of like toxicity in terms of, you know, putting others before yourself or your loved ones, right? And I had to, come to a realization like, man, this is I like the first thing I'm doing when I'm waking up in the morning is just scrolling or peeking over the fence to end other people's lives. Like, why should I care so much? Why? Why do I care so much? I had to kind of sit back, and now that I'm not on social media as much, I get to now look and reflect on, on the other side of the fence, and I feel better about myself. I feel better not, you know, being so involved. Granted, I have a YouTube channel now, obviously, um, but to me, it's a little bit different because I'm just getting on here and talking about things that relate to me and my life experiences, rather than peeking into what everyone else is doing. Uh, and then the other thing about social media is the fact that you know clout. We all know what clout is. Clout is basically fame. Uh, you know, we all want to get noticed, right? And I feel like that's another toxic trait when it comes to social media and these apps. How many people go in here just to get likes, just because they want to feel seen or feel heard. On Twitter, you know, how many times like do people want to just get reposted or retweeted just because they want their opinion to feel heard, or they feel that their opinion matters, which, don't get me wrong, all opinion matters, but you know, are you expressing yourself for the right reasons? Are you putting that picture on Instagram for the right reasons? Or are you just trying to get likes to feel better about yourself because maybe you don't feel as confident about yourself? A lot of these like, let's use Instagram models for example, right? They go on these apps showing off their bodies, or whatever, and maybe they don't feel good about themselves, who knows, but they're doing it for likes, for attention. And sometimes, a lot of these, it's for the wrong reasons, and just to put yourself out there like that. Clout is a hell of a drug. I know you guys heard that before, and it really is. And especially with the youth growing up, man, we gotta watch our youth. We gotta make sure that they are not gonna be tainted by the need of social media. How many young boys and girls go on these apps and try to imitate what they see or hear, and it's not all good. Look at the recent stories going on now. These subway surfers, these TikTokers killing themselves for clout. You know what I mean? Like, common sense would honestly tell you trying to ride on top of a subway train is probably a bad idea, and can obviously result in fatality. And these kids do it. They're doing it, man. They're going on these trains trying to look cool, I guess. If I ever saw it, I would think you're an idiot, but whatever. Um, but they're the point of the matter is these kids are literally killing themselves for fame and for clout and for attention, and that tells me that they're not getting enough attention at home. So if for our loved ones, that's why I always say show them you care, tell them you care, because and that you're there for them, because people are clearly willing to do the dumbest things for attention, and it takes nothing to give someone attention. You know what I mean? That's why, like, for me personally, if it's someone's birthday, I'm gonna call them up and I'm gonna tell them, hey, happy birthday, rather than just sending a text on social media like everyone else is gonna do. You know, I want them to know that I genuinely care, because I took the time out to call them to say, hey, I was thinking about you. And not only was I thinking about you, I decided to pick up this phone and call you to tell you personally, from hearing my voice, that I care about you and happy birthday or whatever. You know, and like, so man, I haven't used social media in a long time. And I still feel confident in my decision. Uh, and like I said, man, it's a drug, it's a trap. We have to really focus on us. Focus on your own goal. The way I look at social media is like, we're all in a race, right? With no designated destination, or whatever, and we're just running straight, right? And we're so busy looking left, looking to the right, that we're not focusing on us. We're not focusing on the now. We're focusing on what everyone else is doing, all these trips everyone's going on, all these places people are flying to, all these expensive things people are buying, all these parties they're going to that we didn't get invited to, yada yada. We're all focused on everybody else instead of ourselves. And we're all focused on ourselves instead of everyone else instead of ourselves because of these things, right? Um, we have to really focus on us. And then, like I said, we're running in this race, and we're so busy looking to the left and the right, looking at everybody else, peering in their lives, and we trip and fall. Man, we don't lose sight of our goal. We don't lose sight of the finish line. So we have to focus on us, focus on what we got going on. Get outside and go touch some grass. As sad as that may seem, man, this generation, you don't see like kids outside no more. You don't see kids wanting to play or bike riding. But when I was growing up, that's all we did. Just go out into the neighborhood and come back later on. It's not like that no more, man. It's not like that no more. Kids are inside. All they want to do is stay inside, hop on these apps. They don't want to have physical fun no more. And you can tell that these generations are evolving, and I feel like you know they're so addicted to social media that they might not even know who they really are because they're so busy looking into everyone else's life. You know what I mean? Nowadays we have social media, we have all these influencers, you know, telling people how to think, how to have an opinion. Like, no, your opinion's wrong. You have to think like me. And that's not how life should be. Everyone should be entitled to what they think, what they believe. And it shouldn't be like shoved down no one's throat. So that's really it, man. Tell me if you guys can relate to this. Please comment, like, and subscribe. That's really it. Thank you and have a great day, guys.